So I have an awesome article here. This is from Fox News. Mike Pence, Tim Tebow, Tony Dungy have all been Christian shamed. This ugly form of bigotry must stop. Joy Behar, the View co-host, is raising eyebrows for mocking Vice President Mike Pence's Christian faith and comparing it to mental illness. Pence himself fired back at the comedian and ABC News, saying the comment is, quote, just plain wrong, or is just wrong. I don't know why I added that. It sounds like something he'd say. Is believing in God a sign of mental illness? Is praying a silly exercise and make-believe just a big waste of time and a delusional activity? Let me pause right there because this is something important. I like to, as an atheist, think of prayer as like a meditative practice because you're thinking about something you want. You could say it's like, the law of attraction? Or if you think about something and you ask the universe for it, it'll manifest itself into reality. Well, no, it's just like thinking about the shit you want to do and get done. It's pretty simple. And I think praying is a way of like kind of putting it out there. Maybe it helps you define your goals or whatever that may be. So I just want to interject that point. Let's continue reading. I certainly don't think so, nor do most Americans, but Tuesday, panelists on The View on ABC TV mocked Vice President Mike Pence for his Christian faith, calling it scary, which it fucking is, and even saying that his religious beliefs are kind of a mental illness. Such comments are an insult to everyone who holds such a sincere religious belief. The vice president, a deeply religious man, responded Wednesday to the attack, saying at an event sponsored by Axios, quote, "It is just simply wrong for ABC to have a television program that expresses that kind of religious intolerance." Pence asked that criticism of anyone who is religiously observant shows, quote, out of touch in some stream, or how out of touch, quote, some in the mainstream media are. Oh, out of touch. That is rich coming from Mike Pence. The dude who thinks that he talks to... Oh, we'll get to this. I don't want to spoil anything. The Vice President Pence is right. No matter what you think of his politics, his views on the public policy issues, or his performance in elective office, he should not be criticized for his Christian beliefs. No. First Amendment, bitch. I have the freedom of speech. I can criticize whatever I want to. Let's just get that put away real quick. You can believe in the flying spaghetti monster or SpongeBob in fucking Bikini Bottom. Doesn't make you right. Doesn't mean I can't mock you openly for it. The pile-on started when The View played a segment of Celebrity Big Brother in which former White House staffer Omarosa Manigault Newman said that Americans should be worried about Pence because he thinks Jesus speaks to him. I'm instantly worried. I was already worried. I already knew Mike Pence was a fundamentalist extremist, but he thinks Jesus talks to him? Oh, how is that not hilarious, dude? That you can't say, first of all, Christian shaming. If you think Jesus talks to you, if you think Mike Pence talks to Jesus, you should be ashamed. You should be shamed publicly. You should be shamed on the internet. Oh. Yeah, Mike Pence has a direct line to Jesus. Yeah, Jesus, cut the Medicare, all right? Cut the Medicaid, okay. Oh, and of course, yes, we'll move the capital of Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Yes, sir. All right, tell your dad I say hi. Okay. All right, I love you, bye. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm probably the guy he's talking about in this article. In response to the video segment, panelist Sonny Hostin questioned the sincerity of Pence's religious beliefs, while panelist Joy Behar suggested that Pence might have a mental illness. Quote, "It's one thing to talk to Jesus," Behar said. "It's another thing when Jesus talks to you." Media outlets and social media critics. That's okay. That's me, I guess. A social media critic. Immediately piled on Pence, with many of them putting the worst possible spin on Pence's faith and prayer life. What the media and critics haven't done and won't do is point out that their attacks on Pence are part of a larger and very disturbing trend in American life, an ugly form of prejudice called Christian shaming. Christian shaming. We experienced Christian shaming recently when NBC sports commentator Tony Dungy came under fire for commentating Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles, or for commending Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles of the victorious Philadelphia Eagles on his faith before the game, and calling for Foles' faith significant factor in his confidence and performance against the New England Patriots. I mean, everybody in football is corny about Jesus and God. They all think, yeah, this for you, big man, this touchdown. I'm sure God really, really appreciates it. We all know God likes to play a hand in sports games. He's been doing it for years. Son of a bitch. Never lets my teams win. Probably punishment for being a heathen or something, right? I don't know. Come on, man, throw me a bone. So, I mean, yeah, like, big deal. Like, who cares? Call him out. Hee hee ho ho. He was so oppressed. The guy making, I'm sure, like $50,000 to $100,000 just for broadcasting the Super Bowl. He's so oppressed in American society. See, this is what evangelicals do. They play the victim. It's, oh, we're so oppressed. We're so oppressed. Oh, Black Lives Matter just wants to kill white people. And, you know, they all want President Trump to not make America great again. Because they're Satanists and liberals and socialists. Seriously, like, listen to somebody like Pat Robertson or Sean Hannity. The secular liberal Democrats don't want you to have freedom. They don't want you to have the God you love. You believe in whatever you want to believe, dude. Just don't openly express it, and then if you're Mike Pence, implement it into policy. It's not that difficult. So, we also experienced this sort of Christian shaming when social media mobs mocked evangelicals who had called on our nation to pray in the aftermath of terrible shootings like the one in Parkland, Florida on Wednesday, natural disasters, and other harrowing events that have unfolded in recent years. I don't know what that was, but I don't know what that is either. In the view of these Twitter activists, Facebook activists, a Christian tweet about a prayer are simply a means of avoiding the issue instead of acting upon it. That's such projection right there. The psychological phenomena where you put your own beliefs and your own shortcomings, your own dark secrets, you put them out there in the form of, if you're a bigot against gay people, you go out there and, oh yeah, we need to make sure the gays can't get married and don't have equal rights, and I don't want to serve them if they come in my establishment because it's my sincerely held religious belief. Oh, don't persecute me. Please don't take my freedom to tell that homo faggot to get out of my store. What's happening to the America I love? Christians were also on the receiving end of public shaming from the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights. Those bastards. In a 2016 report on religious liberty titled Peaceful Coexistence, Reconciling Non-Discrimination Principle with Civil Liberties, those atheist scum. Chairman Martin R. Castro argued that Bible-believing Christians employ the phrase religious liberty as code for discrimination, intolerance, racism, sexism, homophobia, Islamophobia, Christian supremacy, or any other form of intolerance. End quote. But as Wall Street journalist William McGum noted, Castro's comments illustrate the way many secular progressives, there we go, that's one they like to use, insult Christians and Christianity. Secular progressive, by the way, I have no problem with you calling me that. Those are great things to be. Secular, I believe everybody should be able to practice the religion or not practice the religion they want. I think the government should stay out of it for all reasons. Yes, I think government shouldn't even be involved in marriage, period. It's a weird thing. It's like, yeah, let's sign a piece of paper that legally binds us together. Let's get the government involved, baby. Come on. It makes no sense. Like, but if you're gonna have it, you gotta let everybody have it. It's like saying, yo, you can wear your yarmulke, but you can't have your beard, Muhammad. We're watching you. No. Just let live, man. Make fun of his yarmulke and make fun of his beard. Who gives a fuck? We're all here on this earth spinning through space, going thousands of miles an hour, rotating, while we're, getting our heat and energy from a burning nuclear fusion reaction millions of miles away. Like, let's just chill out and enjoy what we got. We don't have to make this all a crazy, hateful experience, man. We can just make fun of people and move on. But we're not going to let religious zealots like Mike Pence get in the way and start dictating how everybody else lives. If he doesn't think abortion should be a thing, that's cool. But if religion influences your decision, if you say because God, that doesn't hold up in a courtroom. Sorry, it just doesn't. But this nation was built on Christian values and that we're all endowed by a creator. Well, first of all, it wasn't built on Christian values. It was built on secular values, or Enlightenment values, I should say. It was also built on, yes, white supremacy, because how many black people or Asian people were signed the Constitution? All men except niggers are created equal under this great land of America. And shut up, slave bitch. Like, what the fuck? Of course it was built on white supremacy. But you can't just overlook that in the broad scope of things and say, oh, yes, now that religious liberty is a word that we use to discriminate against other people and bring other parts of society down, that should be all right. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody should have equal rights. That's what being a secular humanist is all about. Those evil, evil people. There is nothing wrong with Mike Pence, Tim Tebow, Nick Foles, or Tony Dungy making a connection between their faith and public lives. Thank God we do not have a government-mandated religion we must follow. Yes, but did you not know Mike Pence's agenda, dude? Our varying religious beliefs or non-beliefs are something we must hold or hide, or engage in secretly behind closed doors in the United States. Well, if you go to like a church, I guess you're behind closed doors. Kinda. Just as it would be wrong, un-American, and unconstitutional to require an elected official to be an observant Christian, it is just as wrong to discriminate against an elected official like Vice President Mike Pence for following a religion. No, the fuck, it's not. Mike Pence believes in Jesus. See, it's really easy. I know I fucking lost a lot of followers today, man. I'm sorry, guys. Just trying to speak my mind. Why should NBC or its viewers care if Tebow, Dungy, or Foles identify as Christians? Would they have the same reaction to somebody on television who identified as Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, or Jewish as an atheist? Well, an atheist wouldn't be telebroadcasting. Yes, well, we have to attribute his part of his victory tonight to his non-belief in nothing. Yes, it is truly remarkable that he himself, with just hard work, practice, hours of dedication, teamwork, coaching experience, college experience, and just, a lot of guts, took it home tonight. Like, okay. And in fact, our obedience to the biblical command to pray is more important than the sum total of our tweets, radio shows, and opinion pieces. I mean, don't shoot yourself in the foot while you're walking, man. In the same way, there is nothing wrong with our quest for religious liberty, no matter what Chairman Castro says. That's why our founding fathers enshrined the free exercise of religion in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. It said the government shall establish no religion. All it said, calm the fuck down. In the same way, there is nothing wrong with our quest for religious liberty, no matter what Chairman Castro says. I already read that part. Okay, I hope I edit that. Second, critics who shame Christians for being religious in public need to realize that they, the critics, are religious people who practice their religions in public even if they don't notice it. That's right. Each and every American, from the outspoken Christian to the dyed-in-wool atheist, has a religion, whether they know the term or not. Something or somebody sits at the center of lives of everyone, shaping their identities, organizing their lives, and guiding their views of right and wrong. That something or someone functions as the God of that person's life. No. Okay, look, this is just your way of seeing the world from your limited, narrow view of there must be God. God told me that I must be a writer for Fox News. Thank you, Jesus. Like, I don't know why I made him a robot, but, yeah. Like, how can you say an atheist is... We all are believers in God, whether or not we know it. Without theist, a God. Or theism being the belief in gods. So when you're saying without the belief in gods, that's atheism right there. So I don't attribute my center of morality to some deeper cosmic level or some truth of universal justice. No, I think it has a combination to do of not only our species, because every species has behaviors, has aggression types, levels, it has to do with hormones, your brain chemistry, your place in society, your hierarchical role, and we're just trying to figure all this out in a way that's in like a modern context, and we're still half creature, half intelligent being, I guess. So those two parts of our consciousness are always colliding and interacting with each other, and making it really hard for some people to see that. It just makes it really hard for some people to see that there doesn't have to be a guidebook. I don't need a book to tell me what to do and how to live and how to think and how to treat people. It just comes naturally to me, I guess. Naturally. Like a plant grows out of the ground. I was never brought up on Judeo-Christian values. It was Enlightenment principles, if you want to call it that. But I had parents who didn't push it on me, and I figured it out by the time I was like 5. In other words, every human being ascribes to ultimate worth or something, to some person, ideal or ideology. If not God, it is maybe money, sex, or power, or anything else, fill in the blank. Every person is religious in the sense of the word, and every person's functional religion will exercise a significant God damn it. So let's embrace it. Let's stop shaming people, and I'm sorry for taking the Lord's name in vain. Let me say 3 Hail Marys. Let's embrace it. Let's stop shaming people for being transparent, for articulating publicly what they believe privately, and start admiring them for putting their cards on the table, letting the rest of us see what in them motivates them and what makes all of us who we are. So I appreciate that part at the end, because I completely 100,000% agree with you. And he kind of just gave me a free pass to say everything I just said and mock openly him and Mike Pence. And that's what's great about America. And giving it over to Christian fundamentalists isn't great. So let's really make America great again. I'm Spencer Primo. Thanks for watching The Primo Show. Peace.